So we're going to talk about the service appointment lifecycle in Salesforce to make sure you understand it and how to customize it. First and foremost, you can find that lifecycle of the status pick list values here on the service appointment in the object manager. Now out of the box, you have none, scheduled, dispatched, in progress, cannot complete, completed, and canceled. And you can see that these statuses by default have several things that occur within Salesforce with triggers underlying them that you should be aware of. First and foremost, a new service appointment is by default set to none. You can create your own statuses, but you need to identify a status that says this has not been scheduled. Second, service appointment is tentatively scheduled. While this may be a new concept for you entering field service or Salesforce field service, is that scheduled is an idea of it is still within your sandbox, your playground as a dispatcher, so that you can still play around with it. You haven't committed to the time. You are playing the game to see how you can improve your schedule. It stays in that state until you've decided to send it to its resource, the person who's assigned to it. And you can also think of this as the time in which you're also sending it to the customer and committing to no longer move that appointment unless something adverse happens, like a customer calls in or an appointment goes long and you can no longer make it. That's the point of dispatching an appointment and when a resource has it become visible. You then have in progress, and then the three quote unquote completed type statuses are completed, cannot complete, and canceled. The idea being that if it is canceled, you will no longer do that appointment, and you may need to go back out. Or cannot complete, which is the status in which you got out there, you might not have had the tools to do the job, cannot complete, and you're going to want to take that cannot completed status and create a new appointment once the right tools or once the right skill set is available or more time is available to complete the job. By default, you have the ability to set these status transitions and who can change these status transitions based on profile or page here. Out of the box, we have none to scheduled and scheduled to none. So if I move it from none to scheduled and then back, it is going to unschedule the appointment, remove the resource, remove the times because I've unscheduled it. If I move it from scheduled to dispatched, by default, it's going to send out an alert to the resource, share configurable with the resource, the service appointment, optionally the work order, the account and or opportunity within settings. Before moving to canceled is going to remove those dates. In progress is in progress and completed or cannot complete. Now you may look at this and say, hey, I need some people to be able to change things. In that case, if a dispatcher has the ability to move from dispatch to none, but a technician certainly doesn't, you can go ahead and say from dispatched to none and only allow your dispatcher profile to do it. And in that state, you allow them to move back. In comparison, you can also add an additional pick list value so that you can move in and say, let's say you need have longer jobs and you need to be able to handle a paused status. That status can still be considered in progress here, but when we go ahead and save that, we can now refresh this page. Do, 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 and determine for ourselves what statuses can now occur here. Because right now we don't have any paused, but we want to say that you can go from in progress to paused, and you can go from paused to in progress. And at that point, you then have the ability to move in and among these statuses. All right. Hope this was helpful, and you can use it to customize your exact process flow.